Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome, welcome. Welcome aboard WindDrift Flight 1201. Today we are operating a VIP charter flight from San Juan, Puerto Rico to Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic. And we are flying our beautiful Epic E1000 GX. Our mission today is transporting 3 private clients traveling to Punta Cana for a luxury hospitality and real estate conference taking place along the eastern coast of the Dominican Republic. And rather than connecting through commercial airline service, they have chosen a direct charter flight for flexibility, comfort, privacy, and time efficiency. So we're very proud of our third flight with WindDrift, and we are slowly, patiently, and we're committed to grow so that we can provide service to bigger regions, different destinations, etc. All right, today we will depart Muñoz Marín International Airport, climb to flight level 240, cross Puerto Rico toward Marín, and then continue across the Mona Passage before entering Dominican airspace near Antex waypoint, and then descending into Punta Cana International Airport. During today's flight, we will explore the history of Puerto Rico, the significance of the Mona Passage, and the story of Hispaniola, the island shared by the Dominican Republic and Haiti. All right, so today's passengers are executives and investors attending a hospitality development summit in Punta Cana. So time-sensitive meetings tomorrow morning made private charter the preferred option for them, and WindDrift Flight 1201 has been contracted to provide direct transportation from San Juan. Flight time is expected to be approximately 1 hour and 12 minutes under favorable Caribbean weather conditions. So we're very excited again to take these 3 VIP clients for their meetings. All right. So thank you for joining WindDrift Flight 1201. Sit back, relax, and enjoy today's Caribbean charter adventure. It seems that VATSIM is online, so I am going to use VATSIM during the departure portion of the flight. And hopefully we get air traffic control in Dominican Republic. Otherwise, I will continue the flight with Say Intentions, which is an application that works with AI and mimics air traffic controllers. It's not perfect. I've been using it for a while, and I love it and I hate it at the same time. All right, very good. So let's briefly review our documents for today in reference to the dispatch. Right, so just briefly and quickly. So we're departing Luis Muñoz Marín International Airport, going to Punta Cana International Airport. Okay, so today we're flying the Epic E1000. It is the November 44 Golf Bravo with a PT667 Alpha engine. It's a turboprop. It's a Pratt & Whitney PT6 engine. Departing 15:45, arriving 16:49. It's 169 miles and 176 air miles, like nautical miles. And the wind would be 232 at 13. And temperature would be 14, and we should be burning around 424 pounds an hour. And we might have a headwind of 10 knots. So we'll see. Okay, departing San Juan, flight level 240, And also we are going to use 1065. This is what the dispatcher has calculated for this flight. We already have that fuel already in the airplane. And our route for this flight would be departing runway 08 direct San Juan, and then I joined the route 2, which I will explain, to Borinquen, VOR, continue to the route 520 to Antex, and then fly the Antex to Bravo arrival into Punta Cana runway 09. Anything else that it's important here? Well, this is essentially the route. So departing San Juan, and then we're gonna go to Boca, then we're gonna go to Pueblo. These are waypoints, and then Borinquen, which is a VOR on 11350, and then we're gonna be crossing the Mona Gap from Borinquen to Antex. Antex is already Dominican Republic's airspace, and we are going to fly the arrival, going to Papa Charlie 102, continue to Papa Charlie 101, continue to Papa Charlie 112. This is essentially the waypoints for this arrival, right? And then Mepki, and then going to the airports. Okay, Punta Cana, Mike Delta Papa Charlie. All right, that's the route. Let's quickly take a look at the takeoff and landing data. Departing runway 08, temperature 29, wind 101 at 15, and QNH or altimeter 3008. We're going to be using flaps 15 with a max torque of 45. This is how the dispatcher has calculated this. And the V1 VR speeds are going to be not 65. It's going to be around 98 to 100. All right, so there's a remark here. So these calculations have been done using a wet runway calculations. So departing runway 8, we have 10,400. That's the length of the runway, and this runway has an ILS. So in the event that we need to come back, we can shoot the ILS back into San Juan runway 08. Okay. Again, calculations with wet runway and winds calm. Runway 08. Oops. Okay. Flaps 15 and V1 VR is going to be around 100. Okay. Landing data today. Arriving runway 09 into Punta Cana. Temperature is 28. Wind 123 at 12. And QNH is 1018. We're going to be using flaps 40, which is full flaps. And the Epic E1000 has only 2 sets of flaps. Flaps 15, which is flaps for takeoff, and full flaps that are used for a landing, right? Okay, so, all right. Runway 9, we have 10,171 feet of runway, which is a lot. And we're probably going to be landing all the way and trying to go to the VIP section. I believe is the Alpha taxiway. All right, no airmix, which is good. No SIGMETs, like that. And the winds right now, according to METAR 1003, visibility 8 miles, few clouds 3,200, scattered clouds 6,000, and broken clouds at 12,000. Temperature 29, dew point 23, and altimeter 307. Okay, and right now in Punta Cana, 090 at 10 knots, visibility greater than 10, and few clouds at 1,700 cumulonimbus. So there might be a little bit of a um, we're gonna keep an eye on this because cumulonimbus, that means it's building up. It can be rainy, scattered at 1800. Broken clouds 8000, temperature 28, 25, and the QNH is 1018. Okay, so I think it's just the basic information, and that gives us an idea of what to expect arriving into Dominican Republic. Okay, so real quick, let's review where we are depending on the air traffic controllers today. If we're departing runway 8, we might go via, we're here at the FEO, we might go via November to Sierra, or we might go via November, Lima, Hotel, Alpha Sierra. All right, we'll see. Let's see what they give us. All right, so passengers are on board. And like I said, overall, today's forecast is exactly what you expect for a Caribbean charter flight in June. All right, so let's go ahead and close the door. Close door, remove the chocks. Let's keep the GPU connected until we start up the airplane, and after we start up the airplane. And all right, so let me get comfortable in my seat here. Sometimes I have to use a booster chair, captain's booster chair. All right, let's see. Okay. All right, let's put the paperwork on the side. Right, let's start with the right tank. Right tank, very good. Okay. Right, here to startup. Very nice. We are at the FBO, and we like these guys here because they give us a great service. It's a good experience every time we come to Puerto Rico. All right, so okay, I just removed the joke just for make it more comfortable to start the plane. And let's go ahead and bring the battery 1 on. Battery 2 is on. It's gonna start checking our pressure coming up. Left fuel pump is on and right fuel pump is on. We got good pressure, 22, almost 23 PSI, perfect. We're gonna bring the starter generator on. Maybe the igniter on. Quick start, and looking for NG coming up around 15. We're gonna introduce fuel, and then we are going to put on the igniter. Okay. Bringing the beacon light on. Nav light is on. Beautiful. Excellent. Very good. We can turn out the igniter off and we can continue bringing the fuel auto selector on. Pusher is on. Pressurization cabin is on. Autopilot system on. Trim system is on. Pitot stall heater is also on. Nice. Okay. So let's go ahead and turn our avionics on. Click on enter. Right, let's 1258 on the 80s on COM2.
N500. Temperature 31, dew point 24. Altimeter 3007. Military aircraft conducting operations in the vicinity, expect radio checks. Advise on initial contact you have information Quebec. Luis Muñoz Marín International Airport, information Quebec. 1556 Zulu. Arriving runways 08, 10. Departing runway 08. Wind 110 at 12 gusting 19er. Visibility A. Few at 3000, scattered at 4200, broken at 7500. Temperature 31, dew point 24. Altimeter 3007. Military aircraft conducting operations in the vicinity, expect radio checks. Advise on initial contact you have information Quebec.
All right, very good. So we have Quebec, altimeter 3007. The winds are 110 at 18, and they're using runway 08. So we're gonna have a little bit of a crosswind on departure. And let's go ahead and contact, I believe BATSIM is online. Let's see. Yeah, BATSIM. Well, I guess not anymore. Unfortunately, BATSIM is no longer online. This is a little bit of disappointment when it comes to seeing controllers online, and by the time you're ready, they are gone. But anyway, so we're gonna use AI. We're gonna use say intentions for that, and let's go ahead and turn the COM 1, go to and get our clearance on 1264. Let's see what they give us. I'll just start on my iPad here because I want to see information. San Juan clearance, good afternoon. WindDrift 1201 with Quebec, picking up IFR to Punta Cana.
WindDrift 1201, information Quebec is correct. Clear to Punta Cana. After departure, fly radar, vectors, bow Zika, then as filed. Runway 8, initial climb and maintain 5000. Departure on 119.4. Squawk 5653.
All right, very good. Clear to Punta Cana via radar vectors to Borinquen, then asphalt. Initial climb, flight level 150. Departure frequency 119.4. Squawk 5650. WindDrift 1201.
WindDrift 1201. Read back correct. Contact ground on 121 decimal niner.
I will call ground on 219er for WindDrift 1201. Thank you. All right, so we have 5650, 5650 in our transponder. That's very good. And initial climb would be 15,000. I think it's 5,000. Can be 15,000. See, we're gonna leave it at 5,000. I think it's 5,000. I'm just gonna ask. Clearance, WindDrift 1201.
WindDrift 1201. Can you repeat that?
Yes, sir. We do have a question. Our clearance says initial climb 5,000 or 15,000. Let's see what they say. All right, let's continue. Now let's go ahead and enter our flight plan. So let's go to flight plan. That's our departing airport. And let's enter our arrival airport, which is Mike Delta Papa Charlie. All right. Okay, as you can see, then I'm responding. This is Say Intentions, which is the AI application for traffic controllers. But anyway, I think it's 5,000. All right. So and then we have, let's enter our next waypoints. So after, it's gonna be San Juan, which is essentially the airport. Right, so you know what, it's just because San Juan is the airport, so we can just go ahead and enter Boca. Let's go ahead and enter Boca. Is Bravo Oscar Charlie Charlie Alpha, Puerto Rico, an intersection. Very good. And then after Boca, we're gonna go to Pueblo, Papa Echo Bravo Lima Oscar, Pueblo, also in Puerto Rico. And then we continue to Borinquen, which is Bravo back in November. Borinquen. Okay, and then from Borinquen we're gonna cross over to Antex. Dominican Republic. Very nice. And then we select procedure and we're gonna select the arrival. Okay, and we're gonna do the arrival that we're flying today. It's the Antex 2 Bravo. Runway 09. Let's load that up. Perfect. And now let's just review our entry points. We're gonna make sure that we have that correctly. All right, for San Juan, we're gonna go to Boca, Pueblo, Borinquen, Antex, and I'm gonna remove this because that is our destination airport, but we enter in on arrival. So then we have Antics at 8,000, very nice. We have Papa Charlie 102, very good at 8,000. Papa Charlie 101, also at 8,000. Papa Charlie 112 at 7,000. And Nepke at 3,000. And then the airport. All right, so right now, again, let's just take a look at what's going on right now in Punta Cana. Winds 100 at 12, gusting 19. Visibility 8 miles. Few clouds at 3,000, scattered 4,200. Yep, it's going to be a little windy arriving to Punta Cana today. Let's see how this Epic E1000 handles the gusts wind. Okay, I think we're ready to go. Okay, so now let's go ahead and contact ground. Let's see, and just minus this. Ground is in San Juan. Ground is 1219. That's what they say, right? 1219. Okay. San Juan ground. Good afternoon. WindDrift 1201 at the FBO, requesting taxi to the active.
WindDrift 1201, runway 08 taxi via November, Lema, Hotel, Alpha, Sierra.
Taxi 08 via November, Lima, Hotel, Alpha, Sierra, WindDrift 1201. Okay, wow, that's a long way to get there. Let me see. Let's go on the charts and let me just show you where we are. Okay, so we are at November, so he's set to go to November and then Lima, which is this one. So this is how it's going to be. November, then Lima, and then after Lima, join Hotel. It's all Hotel. And then Alpha. And then Sierra. All right, very good. We have a hotspot there, hotspot number 2. Okay, hotspot number 2. And the reason why it's because you have 1, 2, 3, 4 taxiways there. You have Lima, you have Mike, you have Hotel, right? And Hotel 5. And also you have an exit from a runway at the same time from runway 010. All right, guys, let's go. We're ready to go. It's always good to be always situational awareness is mandatory in aviation. If we don't have situational awareness, then be a problem, you know. All right, let's departure frequency was going to be 1194. Let's put that on COM 2. 1194. Setting up the frequencies is also important. And tower would be tower is 1194. Okay, that's what I have here. Okay. All right, so essentially we're gonna go straight. Right, taxi lights are on, strobe lights are on. Let's go ahead and release the brakes. Test the brakes. Right brake is good. Left brake is good. And brakes are good. Okay, clear left, clear right. We continue going to the right. And let's join taxiway. Let's bring a little bit of beta because this plane is super fast, so that we can keep around 10 to 12 knots taxi speed. Right, continue in November. And clear right, clear left, continue. And then we're gonna join Lima. And then we're gonna join hotel. Left to right, continue. Very good, so let's continue. Bring a little bit of beta to maintain our taxi speed no more than 12. We are at beautiful Epic E1000 WindDrift 1201, destination Punta Cana. Yeah, we having 3 passengers in the back. They are, I believe, executives going to, as I said, the company told me they're going, I believe, some real estate thing. So awesome. Yes, and they've chosen WindDrift to take them from San Juan, Punta Cana. Yes, because going through the airlines, it takes longer. They have to go through security and all that good stuff. So we provide VIP service. We're very excited. This is our 3rd service flight, private charter flight, and we're looking forward to continue growing, continue flying in the region. We also have flights in Mexico. We have a Miami gateway as well, and of course Central and South America as well. hopefully in the next month or so we'll be able to get a new Epic E1000 for us. So we have two Epics, and we might leave one Epic at San Juan, and then that will be the one that will be servicing Caribbean, Mexico, and Miami. Okay, clear left, continue. So that is, as you can see, I forgot to mention that that is real traffic that I use. So sometimes this traffic doesn't see us, right? And wow, look at the winds up. Yeah, it's windy today in Puerto Rico. It's gusty. They say gusty 19. So yes, this traffic, they don't see us, and St. Intentions don't see it either. So right, flaps 15. Clear right, continue. Clear left, continue. We're approaching Alpha. Clear left, clear right, continue. Right, we joined Alpha, and then we are going to Sierra, which is actually Sierra 1.
WindDrift 1201, contact tower on 132.05.
Tower on 132.05, WindDrift 1201. Right. San Juan Tower, WindDrift 1201, holding short runway 08 at Sierra 1, ready for departure.
WindDrift 1201, San Juan Tower, runway 08, winds 110 at 12, gusting 19, are cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 0 for WindDrift 1201. Okay, ready to go. And Just set departure on COM 1, which is 119.4. All right, let's go. Right, landing lights are on, taxi lights are off. Right, our pressure is good. Our voltage is
Approaching
good.
runway 8.
Flaps 15. And we are clear for takeoff runway 08. Confirming runway 08. Right, clear left. No one's landing. And we're cleared for 5,000. And we are gonna go direct to Boca. Right, confirming runway 05. Set our timer. Good. All right, condition forward. Prop is forward. Torque is coming up. ITT is stable. Let's bring the power. We have reference speed today 98 for V1 and VR. Right, let's go. Torque coming up. ITT is stable. Pressure is good. Temperatures are good. Let's continue.
JetBlue 29040. Contact departure.
Yours per life, 60 knots.
Departure 2940. See ya.
One, rotate. Right, proceed to rate, tap on brakes, and gear up.
WindDrift 1201, contact departure.
Over to departure, WindDrift 1201. San Juan departure, afternoon, WindDrift 1201, runway heading 1,500 for 5,000.
WindDrift 1201. San Juan departure. I am not seeing your transponder. Confirm squawking 5653. Modesty ident one more time for me.
5653 and ident, WindDrift 1201.
WindDrift 1201. Radar contact. 2 northeast of San Juan at 2,000 feet. San Juan altimeter 1018. Climb and maintain flight level
Level
240. Turn
180.
left heading 260.
Localizer signal
Direct.
currently unreliable. Monitor for updates. Advise on initial contact. You have information. India. Punta Cana International Airport. Information. India.
Flight level 240, heading 260, WindDrift 1201. Right, essentially is our pilot is on. Select navigator on. Very good. And vertical speed also is on. And let's do 2,000 feet per minute. And let's select direct. And now let's go. Right. 120 flaps up. Time checklist. Torque is set. ITT is stable. NG temperature is perfect. Oil temperature is good. And all pressure is good. Continue climbing 5,004 at level 240. Okay, let's change that to 240. Make it faster here. Good. Very muggy and foggy in San Juan. Let's also increase a little bit of the air conditioning here for my passengers. There you go. Perfect. Continue climbing. So 8,000 for 24,000. Continue climbing. I like torque to be around 50, 50, 52. As long as I keep the NG below 100, I'm okay. It feels nice. It feels like a sweet spot for this aircraft. There we are, my friends, on our way climbing up to flight level 240 on our way to Boca. That's our first point. Fortunately, the visibility is not that good. Otherwise, we would be able to see what is called the Old San Juan. But it is what it is. All right, so Boca is our next point. We're going to continue to Pueblo and then Borinquen. And leaving Borinquen, then we're going to cross the Mona Gap. This is called the Mona Gap. And pick up Dominican Dominican Republic control at Antex. That's actually Santo Domingo, FIR. Great. Love it.
Departure JetBlue 125, flight level 1,600, climbing 4,000 feet.
JetBlue
It's
125,
very cloudy.
San Juan
Can't see
departure,
much.
radar contact. Climb and maintain 18,000.
Right. More than 10,000 feet. Legs, landing lights are off. Right, we're doing 213 knots ground speed. It's very good.
Departure, this is Mountain 8102, flight level 1,900.
Mountain 8102, contact San Juan Oceanic Center on 128.65.
United 1543, contact San Juan Tower on 132.05.
Over to San Juan Tower, 123.5. 132.05, United 1543 Heavy.
There it is, beautiful Puerto Rico. We fly the eastern side of the island.
09, passing
It's really, really beautiful island.
1,200 feet for 5,000, runway heading. Climb and maintain 4,000, turn right 110, vector is Mountain 8909.
Puerto Rico was originally inhabited by the Taino people before the arrival of Christopher Columbus in 1493.
7,000, Mountain 8909.
And Spain ruled the island for more than 400 years. Unbelievable. And this end, I think it's called the Spanish-American War in 1898, when Puerto Rico became a territory of the United States. Today, Puerto Rico is a unique blend of Spanish, African, Taino, and American influences. It's a very, very beautiful, beautiful place. Now, Puerto Rico's location has made it strategically important for centuries. The same geography that once attracted Spanish treasure, like fleets and ships and stuff, right? Pirates, now makes San Juan one of the busiest aviation hubs in the Caribbean, connecting North America, South America, Europe, and the Caribbean islands. It's a perfect spot. That's why we're planning to have another
Clearance JetBlue 1036,
aircraft
clearance to St. Thomas, information hotel.
located or like, you know, pretty much staying at Puerto Rico. Hopefully in the next couple of months we can get a new Epic E1000
departure runway 8
for WindDrift, and that'll be amazing. We'll see.
On 119.4, squawk 1556, JetBlue 1036.
And departure American 409 is requesting left turn direct to Oconee.
WindDrift 1201, contact San Juan Center on 118.15.
San Juan Center on 118.15, WindDrift 1201. Okay, 118.
Excuse me, sir, say again, please. Hi, right, sir, just a few minutes, JetBlue 2631. Thank you, sir.
1815.
Excuse me, sir,
1815.
I don't understand nothing, JetBlue.
San Juan Center, good afternoon. WindDrift 1201, climbing 18,000 for 24,000.
WindDrift 1201, San Juan Center, identified. ¿Qué tal?
That was nice. ¿Qué tal? ¿Qué tal? ¿Qué tal means how are you? How are you doing? What's up? What's going on? What's cooking? So many things. All right, 20,000 for 24,000. Continue climbing. Checking on torque is perfect. NG is also perfect. You notice NG is coming up a little higher, a little hotter, because as we go higher, you know, the air is less dense and it needs more power, right? It needs more grab those air molecules. All right, come out to 100. So let's start managing that ITT and NG. Important. 50 on the torque, ITT 770, 780 tops, but all right, let's continue a little bit lower. Very good, 98.5 on NG, ITT 760. 760 is fine. Okay, let's continue. 21,000 for 24,000. All right, let's briefly brief the approach, the arrival. So we're doing the Antex 2 Bravo arrival. Okay, the Ante 2 Bravo into Punta Cana International Airport. Airport elevation is 47 feet. It's RNAV. And we're gonna pick it up at here in Antex, which should be at 8,000 feet at 230 knots tops. And then we'll continue to Papa Charlie 102. We should be at 8,000, continue at the same altitude at 230 knots max. Then we're gonna go to Papa Charlie 101. Then we're reducing speed to 210 knots at 8,000. And then we're gonna make a left turn to Papa Charlie 210. Papa Charlie 112 at 210 knots. And then here at 7,000. So we're gonna start descending, okay? And then we
WindDrift
continue.
1201. Descend via Antex 2 Bravo to 3,000 into Punta Cana. QNH 1016.
All right, we'll descend via the Antex 2 Bravo into Punta Cana to 3,000, QNH 1016, WindDrift 1201. Okay, and then after Papa Charlie 112, then we're gonna go to MEPKI, and we should have MEPKI at 3,000, okay? Maximum speed 210 knots. And from here, we're gonna take most likely the approach into runway 09, maybe our nav GPS approach. Okay, so that's essentially the briefing for the arrival. And let's go ahead and start setting up that arrival, so we can go ahead and go to Antex. Very good. Perfect. Okay, we can go ahead and select direct. Perfect. Like that. And we select the VNAV. The VNAV will give us pretty much a nice descent. So 9,400. It already cleared us to 3,000, but we're just gonna go nice and slow. Right, it's a little windy and it's rainy. I think we mentioned that, remember? That the forecast showed that it might have a little bit of rain. That's okay. Wow. Those cumulonimbus are building up today. Typical June weather. All right, we're 61 miles from Antex. At this point, we're like approaching Borinquen. See if I can see Borinquen at the bottom. There is Borinquen towards the tip of the island, and from there we're gonna do the crossing to Punta Cana, crossing to the República Dominicana. That's what I wanted to say, Dominican Republic. Okay, let's continue. Let's go inside. All right, we started our descent to Antex. They cleared us for the arrival down to 3,000 feet. Right, we have 67 gallons per hour. It's perfect, and 449 pounds of fuel per hour. And I believe the dispatcher calculated, I don't know if you remember, it was going to be 424, and we're doing 450. It's okay. It's fairly accurate. PSI is great. We have 477 pounds of fuel on the left tank and 393 pounds of fuel on the right tank. Fuel remaining 1,119. We have a lot of fuel. Remember, we have fuel to come back also to Puerto Rico, enough to come back if we cannot make it in Punta Cana. Yes. All right. All electrical system is good. Level 210 for 9,400. So remember, at Antex we have to be at above 8,000. So VNAV has calculated to be at 9,400, which is okay. Now we're gonna keep an eye on the speed, because according to the arrival, we should be at Antex at 230 knots. Right now we're doing 250 just because we're descending. Let's check the weather in Punta Cana and see how we're doing.
00 cumulonimbus, scattered at 1900. Temperature 28, dew point 24. QNH 1017. Transition level 180. Localizer signal currently unreliable, monitor for updates. Advise on initial contact, you have information Juliet. Punta Cana International Airport, information Juliet. 1700 Zulu. Arriving and departing runways 08, 09er. Wind 080 at 9er. Visibility 10. Fuel at 1800 cumulonimbus.
Contact Punta
Scattered
Cana.
at 1900.
Approach on 119.75.
Temperature 28, dew point 24. QNH 1017. Transition level 180.
Juliet. All right, we contact Punta Cana approach on 119.75 for WindDrift 1201. Right, we have Juliet. Punta Cana approach, good afternoon. WindDrift 1201, descending 17,000 for 9,400 with Juliet.
WindDrift 1201, Punta Cana approach identified. Buenas tardes. Thanks for Juliet. Cleared MEPKey transition. Expect the RNAV runway 9er approach into Punta Cana.
I respect the RNAV GPS runway 09 approach into Punta Cana, WindDrift 120. Okay. All right, so that's good. It's good news. We have Juliet. So Juliet, we have cumulonimbus. Okay, cumulonimbus, Juliet.
Emirates 1589 now.
And
Contact Santo Domingo Center on 124.3.
altimeter is going to be 3003. Go ahead and set that up.
Emirates 1589, heavy contact San Juan Oceanic Center on 121.7.
Going to
3003. Okay, let's go ahead and MFD and select procedure and select the approach, and we're gonna do the RNAV 09 approach into Punta Cana. We're gonna pick it up that from according to the arrival would be MEPKI. Enter and the minimum, I think, for that approach, let's see, let me look at the charts here. RNAV GP109. That approach, the minimum straight in is 500 feet. 500. Enter. And we're going to load that. We're going to continue descending 21 miles from Antex. Okay. All right, MEPKI, we're gonna get that from MEPKI, continue to Irvine and make a left turn to Papa Charlie 899 and just straight in to runway 09, okay? All right, let's brief this real quick. RNAV GPS to runway 09 into Punta Cana International. We have an RNAV and we do have an RNAV capabilities in the airplane. Final approach course is gonna be 097 and Papa Charlie 889, which should be a 1,700, and our MDA today, which is the minimum decision altitude, will be 500. Airport elevation is 47. The missed approach essentially is straight in, turn right heading on 207, climb to 1,000, then direct to Mobile, and we're gonna hold here at Mobile at 3,000, climb into 3,000, okay, and hold. Okay, so that's the missed approach. Make a right turn, of course 207, and direct Mobile, and then hold here at 3,000. Right, so pretty straightforward. It's a nice, easy approach, and we are not going to have any issues when it comes to descending. But the descent angle at around 120, 130, which is going to be our approach, would be around 730, 743. That'll be around 700 feet per minute. Okay. It has a poppy lights. Yeah, it's an MALS lighting system. And yeah, so straight in landing, minimum decision altitude 500. All right, here is the approach for your reference. This is what we're gonna do. MEPKI, Irvine to the runway. And if we go missed approach, we're gonna turn right on climb 207 to 1,000 and then continue all the way up to Mobile and hold there at 3,000. Okay, this is the profile approach. So Irvine should be at 3,000, continue on course 097, descending to 1,700. That's where we're gonna, this symbol means here we should be able to be on the glide path at Papa Charlie 899. And then we continue, okay, for 4 miles, this is 4 miles to the runway, we should be at 1371. If we continue on the glide path, continue to 734, down to 500 to runway 09. Okay, friends. I hope this was a good brief of the approach. And we continue descending. Now let's start reducing our speed. Antics. And we should cross in Antics at 230 knots above 8,000 feet. Let's keep about 220. So we arrived at Antex, and now we are on our way to Papa Charlie 102. We should be at Papa Charlie 102 at 8,000 feet at a maximum of 230 knots. So we're going to keep 220. Right, so let's review the weather again. We have Juliet. You see the temperature 28.24. It's very close. That means, you know, the closer they get, let's say 28, it's raining. 28, 25. That means there is saturation getting to 100%. So right now I would say saturation would be around 90%. So we're gonna expect some sort of a moisture. Would be fog, you know, low visibility. Punta Cana is one of those airports that you don't know what to expect, but it's beautiful though. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. So as we approach Punta Cana, we're flying toward one of the Caribbean's greatest tourism success stories. Unlike history cities such as San Juan, Punta Cana is a relatively modern destination. Everybody loves Punta Cana. Just a few decades ago, this area was mostly undeveloped. It was just like not really important, right? And it was just coastline and tropical forest. And beginning in the 70s, tourism investments transformed the region into a world-class destination. So now it's a very important place. The airport has a VIP terminal, which we're gonna land, by the way. We're gonna park there. Yeah, today millions of visitors arrive each year, making Punta Cana one of the busiest and most recognizable resort areas in the Caribbean. There you go. There you go. We're so happy that we're serving Punta Cana from Puerto Rico, WindDrift 1201. And we looking forward to continue servicing the area. Maybe another destination. I don't think we have yet. We are waiting for approval from the Dominican Republic DGAC to see if we can open the San Juan Santo Domingo route. We don't have that yet. We will, with patience and perseverance. All right. We are crossing Papa Charlie 102 at 8,000, and we continue at 8,000 for Papa Charlie 101. next point after Papa Charlie 101 on the arrival, remember this is the Antex 2 Bravo arrival into Punta Cana. We're gonna go to Papa Charlie 112. We should be at 210 knots at 7,000. So let's start setting our altimeter, always staying ahead of the airplane and always maintaining situational awareness. We do have the weather, so we can start getting the airplane ready for the approach. Let's begin and turn the igniter on. It's good. And below 10,000, we can go ahead and turn the landing lights on. Be nice. Your friends, now we are going to Papa Charlie 112. There it is, Dominican Republic, beautiful Dominican Republic. Nice. Then after Papa Charlie 112, we're gonna continue to Mepki, and we should be at Mepki at 3,000 feet. So we're gonna start essentially descending to 3,000. 3,000 or above. This is where we are, friends. We're leaving Papa Charlie 112 and we're going to Mepki. Beautiful. This is where we are and this is where we're going, and from
WindDrift
here
1201, cleared for the RNAV runway 9er approach via Mepki.
clear for the RNAV runway 9er approach via Mepki, WindDrift 1201. Perfect. So now we can go ahead, go to an MFD and select procedure and select activate approach. Very nice. Come to the autopilot, select approach. Perfect. And keep reducing our speed. Should be in our approach. Let me just load up the approach here at Mepki at 3,000. Perfect. Okay. Super fast. So we are, let's remove this. Okay, we are landing runway 09 and we're going to the VIP terminal. Okay, friends, we're going here. So we're gonna land, we're gonna let it roll all the way to Alpha. Okay, and we're just gonna go straight. That's our plan. Perfect. Here we are. Right, we're going to urban. Let's reduce the speed, continue reducing our speed to about 160. We can go ahead and enter flaps 15. There's flaps 15. Continue reducing to 150. We're approaching urban, and then we're gonna make a left turn on final course 2097. As you can see, this is the saturation that I was talking about, right? QNH was, temperature 28, dew point 24. That's why. Right, let's continue reducing the speed. Beautiful. At urban, it's time to bring our gear down. Perfect. Right, very good. Gear is down. And let's bring the speed to about 100. Good, flaps full. $2,700. Minimum is 500. Again, if we don't see the runway, we go around.
WindDrift 1201, contact Punta Cana Tower on 118.8.
Tower on 118.8 for WindDrift 1201. Thank you. Punta Cana Tower, good afternoon. WindDrift 1201 inbound on the RNAV GPS runway 09 approach.
WindDrift 1201, Punta Cana Tower, Roger, continue approach.
Continue approach, WindDrift 1201.
WindDrift 1201, runway 09er, wind 080 at 9er, clear to land.
Clear to land runway 09er for WindDrift 1201. Okay, now we gotta be very careful here because Punta Cana has two runways, 08 and 09. And it's so easy to get confused. All right, we continue descending. I don't see the runway yet. $1,700 for 500. Continue. Airplane is configured. It's ready to land. Punta Cana, come on, show yourself. Show yourself, Punta Cana. I gotta bring these people to the conference. $1,300 for 500. $1,000 or 500.
Approaching runway 9.
All right. Perfect. Runway inside. You see the runway on the left? You see the runway on the left? Look at that. No, I'm not going there. I'm going here. All right, runway inside. Continue. Flaps are full. Condition forward. Props is forward. We got the igniter on. All right, we're gonna continue as per plan. We're gonna let it roll all the way to Alpha.
500.
Continue my airplane.
Minimums.
Continue.
400.
Check. Too wide to right. Continue. A little bit of crosswind, but that's okay.
100.
Beautiful.
WindDrift 1201, welcome to Punta Cana. Contact ground on 121.9er.
21.9er for WindDrift 1201. Just put a little bit of reverse. Continue passing Bravo. Knots, and here comes Alpha. Easy, 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 easy. Right, and this is Alpha.
Approaching runway 27.
Here. 121.
Departure, Golf Tango India. Continuing runway heading.
Punta Cana ground, WindDrift 1201, holding short at Alpha, going to the VIP terminal. Right, flaps up.
WindDrift 1201, Punta Cana ground, taxi to VIP terminal, stand 4 via Alpha. Good day.
To VIP, stand 4 via Alpha for WindDrift 1201. Have a good day. Okay, let's continue. Look at that, there is a, what is this? Like an F-16 or something? Right, stand 4 is, I know where it is. I know where stand 4 is. It's essentially this one. This is like the VIP platform. Okay, you are following me. That's okay. All right, what we're gonna do is just to not get this friend. I'm just gonna do something. Guess he doesn't want me to park there. let's bring the park brake set. All right, friends, welcome, welcome. You see this guy disappeared. It's like a ghost. This is the funny part of he's there. He doesn't like it. That pilot doesn't want me to stay there. And anyway, look at this beautiful, gorgeous airplane. Is she beautiful? She's so beautiful. All right, let's start shutting it down. Okay. All right. Landing lights are off. Taxi lights are off. Nav lights are off. Beacon lights are on. Good. Let's remove this. Try and bring the trim system off. Autopilot system is off. Cabin pressure is off. Pusher is off. Fuel to select is off. Let's go ahead and our timer is 50 minutes and 16 seconds. It took us from takeoff to landing. All right, very nice. The generator is off. Fuel pump is off. Left fuel pump is off. And avionics off. Igniter is off. It was funny. This airplane didn't want me to park there. All right, let's turn this baby off. Very nice, friends, very nice. Let's go ahead and bring the GPU, connect GPU. Let's go ahead and open the door. Perfect. Nice. Go ahead and install some of the chocks. Good. Awesome. All right, friends, welcome to Punta Cana. We had a great flight, great approach into Punta Cana. A little bit of a nerve-wracking because we couldn't see the runway, but this is Punta Cana. This is like I was telling you, sometimes you get confused. So runway 08 and runway 09, they're like literally parallel to each other. And in visibility like today, it might play a trick in your mind. So, but it was good. All right, friends, let's do our review, of course, of, we have to do the mandatory review of our landing. Perfect. I think it's good there. Now it's flat 45. Beautiful. Really nice. This is actually when we finally saw the runway. See, it seems it's not the runway to the left, it's a runway to the right. There it is, WindDrift 1201, service from San Juan to Punta Cana, bringing 3 very important people, VIP service. And this is our final approach, our nav GPS, runway 09. can ignore that. Nice. Very nice. Excellent. All right, friends. Thank you very much again for joining us in this flight today. And we're looking forward to have more adventures with you guys and be able to go to different destinations and enjoy different arrivals, approaches. And we're going to be learning about history, learning about culture, and also learning about aviation. So there you have it, friends. Thank you very much for your time today.
Approaching
And
runway
I will
2,
see you guys
7.
on the next one.